Thanks for staying with us. I'm Eric Bowling in for Bill O'Reilly. And in the Factor follow-up segment tonight, President Obama leaving office with a legacy of divisiveness within the country and within the Democratic Party. In fact, the senior politics editor for the lefty website, The Huffington Post, is blaming the president outright for destroying the party.
You look at the destruction of the Democratic Party under Barack Obama's leadership, and you have to wonder, what was the political, what were the electoral benefits that he gave to the party? He leaves them in a much worse position. The states are decimated. They've lost control of the House and the Senate. The governorships are decimated.
A recent Pew poll shows that the president is also leaving behind a divided nation. According to Pew, 81% of Democrats approve of Obama versus only 14% of Republicans. That's a 67-point gap. By contrast, when President Bush left office, the gap was 58 points, 81 to 23. Joining us now to analyze, Jessica Tarlov, a Democratic pollster and strategist, and from Washington, Katrina Pearson, who is the national spokesperson for the Trump campaign. Look, when you hear Sam Stein, when you hear a HuffPost senior editor, politics editor say, hey, President Obama is the divider-in-chief not only of the Democratic Party but the country, you got to scratch your head and say, hey, that's what we've been saying for a long time.
That's exactly what we've been saying, and it's not just us saying it anymore. Now you have Democrats coming out and saying it in their states, saying they don't even recognize their party. But, Eric, of course this president is the divider-in-chief. His entire political career revolved around racism, sexism, classism, and even elitism. So, of course, he's a divisive person. Not to mention his entire tenure as president, he rebuked every opportunity that he had to work across the aisle to get some policies done that would best serve Americans.
Okay, Jess, what about it? So we know, look at the results. You have 31 Republican governors. Yeah. You have a 2-vote majority in the Senate. You have a 63-vote majority in the House. It didn't work. 8 years of Obama dividing didn't work.
Well, it didn't work electorally. I mean, I used to like Sam Stein, but now I'm over him. And I agree with a lot of what Katrina said there.
Well, what is he wrong about?
He's not wrong. Electorally, we were decimated. There's no, I mean, we did gain back seats from where we were in 2012, but we certainly didn't do what we could have accomplished. When you look at his personal favorability, though it's obviously split along partisan lines.
You gained 6 seats. You were looking for
right.
30. You were going to be happy with 20.
Right, or just one 6. President I would have taken at this point, quite frankly. I mean, I do think back often to in 2010 when Mitch McConnell said that it was his goal to make President Obama a one-term president. So the Republicans have a role in this, in making it that we couldn't have all that legislation that Katrina brought up that would benefit both sides.
So do you concur with Sam Stein now, the divider-in-chief, in fact?
No, I wouldn't call him the divider-in-chief. I mean, there are a lot of parts of the Democratic platform that are overwhelmingly popular, like raising the minimum wage, overtime pay, gay marriage. Obamacare now is even in terms of popularity. There are articles constantly about Trump voters who don't want their Obamacare taken away. So it's not necessarily, I think, the Democrat agenda, though it has moved too far to the left for me, but there's clearly a cult of personality factor here with Obama.
Katrina,
Eric,
Democrats...
You can't really put this on a Republican at all, not even Mitch McConnell, just because he said what he said. That didn't stop the president of the United States from not meeting with members in the Senate or even of the House, and that's exactly what he did on his own. Obamacare was passed with 100% of Democrats, not a single Republican. That's not a bipartisan governance. But more importantly, Barack Obama is not the person that has destroyed the Democrat Party, because no individual can destroy an entire party. The reason why this party is struggling right now is because of the extreme leftist ideology that they are imposing on every single American.
Katrina, I just listed a bunch of policies that are core Democrat policies that have overwhelming public support. Tell me what it is that's the problem there. I get it. We have some overregulation.
Can I throw something in the mix? Katrina, let me throw something in the mix. The PC culture that the left is all about, people have had enough of it. There are those on the right who say, we've been pushed back, we've been told we can't say this, we can't think this, we're not supposed to do this, and they said enough is enough, we're electing Donald Trump, where we feel we can say things that we feel, and maybe that was becoming unpopular in America, and they also are core Democratic ideologies. Katrina.
Well, it's not even just that. I mean, yes, the political correctness aspect of it is one thing. But when you have a party that essentially demonizes people who have strong traditional family values, just look at the states that were blue that turned red a month ago. This is beyond political correctness. This is about an extreme ideology
Katrina,
that is being forced down the public's throat.
When you say core family values, do you mean being anti-gay marriage? Because 60% of the country is pro-gay marriage, when in 2001, 57%
Jessica, what I'm saying,
opposed.
people who have traditional family
what does that
values
mean to you? Tell me.
criticized. They are criticized.
Tell me what it means.
They are talking down to.
Tell me what it means.
Going through.
What does it mean to you, traditional family values?
Traditional family values, pro-life, pro-family. I mean,
what's pro-family? Does that mean not
theme.
Gay marriage? Tell me if it means to you that marriage is only between a man and a woman, because that is not what Americans feel. 60% are pro-gay marriage.
No, Jessica, but this is what I'm trying to explain to you. You're making my point. People who believe that marriage is between a man and a woman, despite the popularity in opposition, still have a right to believe what they believe, and instead they're ostracized and treated like subhuman because of it.
But Katrina, if you think that Donald Trump won Wisconsin and Michigan because of his stance about marriage being between a man and a woman, you're dead wrong. That's what I'm telling you. We lost by 80,000 votes. Right, I mean, we won by 3 million, but 80,000 in terms of the Electoral College.
Donald Trump won because he's pro-America, had a pro-America policy and agenda, and the left does not.
All right, going to have to leave it right there. Katrina, Jessica, thank you very much.